Hey, Riley Bruff here to give you my review on the Alpinestars Tech 10 boot. This boot obviously needs no introduction. It's probably the most common boot around, and for good reason. Boot does a lot of things extremely well. Number one for me is it has lots of foot peg feel. The sole is pretty soft, so I have very good feel of where my feet are on the foot pegs, which I really like. I'm very conscious of where my feet are on the track, and I like being able to feel that, feel my shifter, feel my brake lever. Pretty good traction inside, right on the inside of the boot here, which I also like, gripping the bike, no slippage or anything like that. And then the big one that is both a pro and a con for me that I've been up in the air about all day today is the ankle support. The ankle support is a pro and a con for me, and the reason why is it has more ankle support than any boot we've rode with today in our premium boot Shootout. It's the boot that I would want to case something in if I were to come up super short. It's definitely the one that I would trust the most. Where that becomes a con for me is I'm a tall guy. When I sit down, I feel like everything needs to move a lot. Knees need to bend, ankles need to be able to flex, to stay on the pegs where I want them. And with that stiff ankle, that becomes a little bit challenging for me until they get really broke in. Another big pro for me, speaking of break in, is as the outside of the boot gets kind of hammered, worn out, I feel like you can keep these boots for a really long time, being that they have the booty holds up. So your boots, and I've seen it time and time again, the boots can look hammered on the outside, but you still have that ankle protection. Like I said, the boot that you would want to case something in many hours in. So yeah, that is my review on the Alpinestars Tech 10.
All right, what's up guys? Aiden Kiefer here, and I'm going to be telling you about why the Alpinestars Tech 10 won my premium boot Shootout. So their inner booty that they have, only boot company to do that. I think ankle support helps a lot. I couldn't tell you how many times I've crashed in these boots and my ankles have been fine. I've never had any ankle problems. One thing that I don't like about it is the weight, obviously. After a while, it just gets waterlogged and it just gets heavier. So that's something that I don't like. Another thing that I don't like is how stiff they are out of the box. Honestly, it depends on what boot you get. If you get color boots, I personally think that color boots are a little bit softer, but if you just get an all white regular pair, I think they're a little bit stiffer. It's hard to feel your foot peg, brake pedal, shifter, etc. So those are my downfalls of the boot. Other than that, I think it's a great boot. If you're just coming out of a Tech 7 or a different boot, I think this is the boot to go.
Of course, my favorite boot is just the standard for me when I go put a boot on and go ride. It is a little bit of a heavier boot. You are getting more protection, I feel, than comfort. It doesn't have as much comfort as the Fox 2.0, but for me, I feel very secure. Obviously, it has an inner booty system, which I have grown to like. I do not have bad ankles, but I feel like I'm just more trapped into this boot than other boots that we tried today. So I do like that. The buckle system is super easy to use. It doesn't take much to adjust, and you can get as tight or as loose as you want. There is a lot of room for you guys out there that have bigger calves, but overall I just think there's a lot of security and a lot of comfort within this boot. And like I said at the top of this thing, that's very hard to do. It's similar like a tire. You're trying to have performance and then longevity. I still think these things last very long, and I do know for a fact, because I wear them a lot, that this sole doesn't break down as quick as other soles out there. So overall, most expensive boot within this Shootout, but honestly I think you're getting what you pay for, and that is why I chose it as my #1 boot.
Hey everybody, Chase here, breaking down the Alpinestars Tech 10. For the Shootout, this ranked 3rd, so it was on my podium. Look, if you are looking for the most ankle support and impact protection, the Tech 10 is what you're gonna want. If you are gonna overjump or case something, no other boot you would want more than the Tech 10 on your legs at that certain moment in time. But with that, it's a trade-off, right? This boot is so supportive. It is probably the stiffest right out of the box. And for me, that was actually one of my drawbacks, because it was hard to get my brake coming down, the downhill that we have here in some of the other sections. I just wanted more flexibility to feel my controls a little bit better. The sole has good feel on the foot pegs. The problem for me is just how stiff the boot is. It does break in, but even after it breaks in, it's still stiffer and doesn't have as much feel or flexibility as all the other boots that are in the Shootout today. So it's kind of a trade-off there, but if you want the most support, Tech 10's the way to go. Like I said, awesome feel on the foot pegs. They fit true to size. My only drawbacks are it's just a little bit on the heavy side because they do have that booty inside there. And with that inner booty, I noticed that I had a hot spot on the inside of my ankle where the metal piece on that hinge was actually rubbing me. And so I had to take these off in between riding sessions because it just wasn't that comfortable. But outside of that, the toe box, everything else, the fit was great on these. So like I said, it finished third in my Shootout. It does everything good, just pretty freaking stiff. But like I said, if you have bad ankles, if you want the most supportive boot, great peg feel, Tech 10 is gonna be a really good option for you. And that does it for our detailed breakdown of the Alpinestars Tech 10. Remember, we've done these videos on all the premium boots, so you can go watch those. The link in the description down below, you can see those videos. You can also watch our premium Shootout where we give our podium. Each rider goes through and tells you what was their favorite, what made the podium. So be sure to check those videos out if you haven't already to get a lot more good feedback on all the premium boots that are available. And if you have questions, please leave those down below. We'll help get those answered. As always, subscribe to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel to stay up to date on videos like this. I'm Chase. We'll see you on the trails.